Although you probably have read the Wiki Part 1 assignment by now, it never hurts to go over an assignment again. How does Part 1 work? There are 3 different wiki sites set up, and the one you join depends on your major or your career goal. All 3 of the wiki sites are set up exactly the same way. There's a home page, and then there are 5 to 6 pages of content. You want to read the assignment and e-courses very carefully because each wiki requires slightly different content. Again, however, the basic rules are the same. You are adding 5 short entries, and you have to cover 3 of the 5 to 6 topics available. The choice is yours. You can write 5 entries on 5 different topics. As the assignment points out, you could do 2 entries on one topic, 2 entries on a second topic, 1 entry on a third topic. That's all right as well. You can mix and match and combine as long as you meet these requirements. What do you need to do as you are preparing to add and edit content? Every entry, regardless of which wiki you are working on, has to include a brief analysis or explanation. This is several perfectly grammatical sentences that have something insightful to say about teaching with technology, politics, or literature. You need a small copyright-free image. I am also asking you to give credit to any images. Where did you get it from? Did you get it from Wikimedia? Did you get it from Flickr? A lot of Creative Commons licensed content says, great, go ahead and use this as long as you give me credit. You also need to include a relevant link. This should be very specific to your content. If you are writing an entry about American literature, your link should not simply be to literature.org. It should be something specifically related to Edgar Allan Poe or whatever author you are analyzing. One additional requirement for those of you working on the Texas Teaching with Technology Wiki, in your description of how to use technology to teach something, I want you to include at least 1 TEKS. Let's take a look at how the wiki pages are set up. I am signed in here to the Texas Teaching with Technology Wiki. Again, everything is set up the same. The home page has a large image with a credit line, gives a very brief description, and then to your right, you will see all of the pages. Teaching with Technology has 6 different options. You must cover at least 3 of them. When you click on any one of these pages, let's go to using Prezi for the heck of it. What you will find are these templates. This allows us to keep a uniform look to the sites. I do not want you to change this formatting. Each entry should have a bold purple title, your name in italics, a small image that's about this size, and then all of your content. How can the technology be used? Details, beautifully written sentences, your image, your link, your TEKS. All right, I'm ready to go. I can't do anything. I'm clicking, nothing happens. This is because I am not in edit mode. The edit option appears directly opposite of the page title with this small pencil. Click once here. Now I have a menu. I don't really need to mess with the formatting because all I am going to do is type my own information. I'm going to use Prezi to teach the seasons. And all I've done is delete the text. Don't freak out when you see this happen. I have created each entry with a table. Again, this is for a uniform look to the site. As I start typing or pasting in my content, this will expand. It will not go past a certain point. That's how the page is created. I'm not looking for a huge amount of content. This is not a particularly large box. Don't feel the need to write a page. You really don't need to. You need a paragraph. I can include my teaks in the paragraph itself. I can say relevant teaks include and then add it. I could do it at the end, put teaks, and then I can copy and paste it. I also need to include a link. How does that work? I can embed my link by selecting the text and then clicking on the link button. The default you get for insert link is to link somewhere else in the wiki. Think about how Wikipedia works. A lot of things that are hyperlinked take you to another Wikipedia entry. What you are going to do, however, is use the second option, web address. I still want to keep the link text the same. I'm going to go ahead and click New Window because I don't want people to navigate away from the wiki, but this is just a personal preference of mine. And then I paste in the URL, the HTTP address. Once I've pasted in my entire link, I simply click the Add Link button. Now it's underlined, hyperlinked. It tells me here's the URL. What if I want to go back and edit this? There's a tiny green arrow that lets me know this is directing someone somewhere else. If I click once on this, it opens up my URL, and there's an option to change the link. I can remove the link, I can change the link, etc. Nobody wants to read a big, long HTTP address. Decide what part of your content works with the link, highlight it, go to the link option, and proceed. So that's how you add links. The procedure works the same, even if you're working in PVAMU Politico or PVAMU English. Up here in the top right, you'll see draft saved. That's a great thing about Wikispaces. It does automatically save. You do want to save repeatedly, however, just to be careful. It now says this page has been updated. Here's my title, my name, what I've included so far. I never changed the picture. I simply click on the edit button again, and I'm back in. I also need to include an image. How do I swap out the image that's already there? I'm going to show you in a different wiki. I go to edit. I need to change the image that's already there. If I click once on the image, I get a small menu bar. It allows me to make the image a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. I can align it differently. I can add a caption, which is a great way to give credit to the copyright holder of my image. And here's how that would look. It's not too obnoxious or obtrusive. You also don't want it to be too long. But still, this is not the image that I want to use. I need to remove this file. Now it's gone. Now my table looks really weird. Don't panic. I still have my content over here, and I know it's incredibly hard to see, especially here in YouTube, but there is a tiny, tiny left-hand cell here. That's what you call this part of the table, where I need to add the image that I have in mind. To add an image, I go to the File option, where it helpfully tells me insert images and files. These are the images I've already uploaded, the picture on the home page, the picture in all of my examples. And notice as I start scrolling over things, stuff changes in the background. To add something new, click on Upload File. Because you are working on this wiki with several other class members, it might be a good idea before you upload the image to rename it with part of your last name. That's what I did with mine. It's easier to find your image, what you are actually looking for, this way. I've inserted my new image. Hooray! Problem. I am supposed to include a small copyright-free image. This right here, not small. How can I shrink it? I'm still in edit mode. I click once on the image again, and I start hitting the minus sign to decrease the size. That looks pretty good. if I click in the other side of the table or anywhere else in this page, it saves my changes. Yes, this entry is going to look a little bit different than the one below it. Every image has slightly different dimensions. It's all right to have a little bit of variation. That is okay. I want to go ahead and save and see what things look like. Ta-da, this page has been updated. It has my new image. Now, honestly, I don't want to leave this way. When you guys come in to work on it, I want everything to look like this one. How can I restore an older version of the page? We have the edit button. We have a button for discussion. I'm having problems with this. Is anyone else facing this difficulty? And then we have a revision button with the small clock. This shows me all the different incarnations that the page has gone through. This is the work I've done today. Here's how it looked before, way back in January. I'm going to click on that version because that's the one I want. Perfect. I want to revert to this version. That will undo all of my changes. I can add some comments if I want. Ta-da! It's like it never happened. Well, what if I did that by accident and I just wiped out half the class's work? I go back into the revisions. There's the one I wanted. Revert to this version. It is incredibly hard to permanently delete something in Wikispaces. So the template is really great. It gives you something to work off of, but there are only so many templates available. If you're late to the party, you don't start working on the Wiki project until the day before the assignment is due, you might discover that all of the templates have been taken. What do you do in this case? Here we are at PVMU Politico. What if I come here and there's no templates left? There's my classmates' content. I can still copy and paste my way to a new entry template. I go into Edit, and then I select everything for an entire block. Then I copy, hit enter a few times, paste. I'm going to hit enter a few more times so it looks all right. So now I have 3 templates. As you're working on a page, if you discover there's only one blank template left, you might want to build your entry this way by copying and pasting to leave at least one blank for everyone who comes after you. So yes, you are going to be working on a wiki with 1, 2, 17 other classmates at the same time. Do not mess with each other's work, but also don't freak out if you come back and discover that your work is gone. It is not ever entirely gone. It's somewhere in the revision history, and we can find it. I am the owner on all of these wikis. If you have a problem, email me or tweet me which page is the problem, and you can just tell me it's European politics, it's British literature, it's using Google tools, and I will know exactly where to go and help you troubleshoot even more.